Hello children, your Arun sir and going to teach biology standard 8 flower, and this is third part of the flower. Dear children, each and everything I have explained, certain more clarification is required. What more clarification is required? See here, this colored part is the petal and green part is the sepal. Okay, you have seen. I have discussed if pedicel is present, the flower is known as pedicellate, and if pedicel is not present, flower is sessile. Means flower may be pedicellate or flower may be sessile. What do you think? This is sessile flower or pedicellate flower? Pedicellate flower, because pedicel is present. Next, I have discussed flower is either unisexual or bisexual. If unisexual, either male or female. Male or female. In male, which part is present? Male is the androecium, and one unit of androecium is called stamen. If only a stamen is present, the flower is called staminate. And if only gynoecium is the female part, this part, if gynoecium is present, one unit of gynoecium is pistil, the flower is pistillate. And if both male and female part are present in single flower, that is bisexual. So what do you think? This flower is unisexual or bisexual? If unisexual, staminate or pistillate? No, it is not unisexual, it is bisexual, because male and female both part are present in male, yellow part. You can see male and female both part are present in single flower, so it is bisexual flower. You may be asked to draw a diagram of bisexual flower, which we have discussed. Now one more thing I have to discuss. See here, the green part. The green part you can see, that is calyx. Whorl is calyx and one unit is sepal. Calyx and sepal we have discussed. Calyx and one unit is sepal. But dear children, see this, especially in this flower I am talking. This is the sepal, means calyx whorl. Below sepal, some green parts are there. You can see extra green part is there. And this is present only in this flower. Which is this flower? This is the name of this flower, hibiscus. Hibiscus rosa is the scientific name and common name is China rose. So in China rose, such type of thing, one whorl below the calyx, and that is apicalyx. What that is called? Apicalyx. And example is China rose. Means in China rose, apicalyx is present, in other flower it is not present. So this part is clear. Now some more thing which we have to discuss. See, this is calyx, green part, and this is corolla. It is not necessary that in every flower, calyx and corolla are separate whorl. Calyx and corolla may not be separated. Try to understand. Calyx and corolla will fuse together. Calyx and corolla both are same word, fused together, calyx and corolla. As you know, calyx is green part, corolla is the colored part. In certain part of flower, this fuses together, means combines together. Then what will be the name? I am confused. If calyx and corolla are undifferentiated, not differentiated, then that is called, this fuses together, and then that is called perianth. Try to understand. If calyx and corolla are not separated, not differentiated, same verb, one verb only, then that is called as perianth. Now, one unit of calyx is called sepal. One unit of corolla is called as petal. Now, calyx and corolla are not there. Perianth is there. What you will call one unit of perianth? Same here. Confusion is there. Whether the perianth is colored or whether the perianth is green. Try to understand. If the perianth is green and if the perianth is colored, the name will change. If the perianth is green or if the perianth is colored, the name will change. So, if the perianth is green, it is called cephaloid. Cephal is green now. Cephaloid. And if the perianth is colored, it is called petaloid. What it is called? Petaloid. How to remember? Calyx green, corolla colored. If undifferentiated, called perianth. If the perianth is green, green part is calyx, and one unit of calyx is sepal, it will be called cephaloid. If perianth is colored, corolla is colored, and one unit of corolla is petal, then that is called petaloid. So cephaloid, petaloid and perianth you have understood. Now some more thing I have to discuss, and that thing is the bract. Very important, that is bract. So, dear children, what is bract? When a flower arises in the axil of a leaf-like structure, flower comes out. From where flower comes out? Suppose this is a plant. From here, the flower came out. Okay. So think of when a flower arises in the axil of a leaf-like structure, not leaf, axil of a leaf-like structure. Here this is between leaf and stem. Leaf is not there, leaf-like structure. When a flower arises from the leaf-like structure, then this structure is known as bract, and may be green or may be colored. As perianth may be green, may be colored. Bract also may be green or may be colored. Now, sometimes it is so nicely colored that you may be confused. A bio teacher like me is confused seeing the bract, thinking that it is a petal. Can you name a flower where such type of confusion may be arised? Yes, that is bougainvillea. Bougainvillea. Actually, that is bract. Bract means, once more, bract. When a flower arises in the axil of a leaf-like structure, that structure is called as bract. And in bract, if it is colored, confusion may arise and we will think that it is a petal, but that is not a petal, that is a bract. And bougainvillea is the example of bract. Now some more thing which we have to discuss in flower. What other things we have to discuss? Detail of calyx and corolla we have discussed. The calyx is the green part, green whorl. One unit of calyx is called as sepal. And now see this flower. Come to this flower and see. See the calyx. What you can see in the bottom, they are joined together, not free. What I want to say, that in the bottom they are joined together. Joined together means they are this way, and here the calyx is. Generally 5 calyx are there, and in the bottom they are joined together, fused together. Maybe like this, as in this flower, or maybe free like this, maybe free like this. Now try to understand it. If the sepals are free, then what it is called? And if sepals are united, then what it is called? If sepals are free, here the sepals are free, and if sepals are united, as in the China rose, if sepals are free, it is called polysepalous. What it? Polysepalous. Poly means what? Many. Many sepals are there. Polysepalous. And if it is united, called gamosepalous. Very clear? So, you can see this is polysepalous or gamosepalous. This is gamosepalous. Very clear? Sepals may be free, polysepalous, or fused, gamosepalous. Same is the case in corolla. Same case. See here. Corolla are different, not united in the middle, in the bottom. See here. 5 corollas are here. If the corolla are free, corolla means petal. If the petals are free, it will become polypetalous. Try to understand. Here, petal. Petals free. If petals are free, the name will become polypetalous. And if it is joined together, then gamopetalous. So polypetalous and gamopetalous understood. Now coming to the male part. Male part, what I have told, is called what? Male whorl is called androecium, and one unit of androecium is called stamen. And that day I discussed that this is the stamen, this is anther, and this is filamen. Anther, 2 lobes, contain 4 chambers, we have discussed, and 4 chambers in which male gamete, known as, we have cut it, male gamete, that is pollens are present, and I have shown the diagram of pollens also. Now here also, 1 unit of androecium is called as stamen. Now think of a stamen, whether it is fused or whether it is united. Stamens may be free. Don't say here that polystaminous and gamostaminous. Don't use this word. Then if the stamens are free, then what is called? Polyandrous. Stamens free. Androus means androecium. Don't polyestaminate, don't write. Stamens free, polyandrous. Means stamens are free. And stamens may be united. Now that we have to discuss, that if stamens are free, it is called polyandrous, and if stamens are united, stamens are united. Now, don't think of the special name. Stamens are united. It depends on whether two group, how it is united in two groups, or single group, one group, or more than one group, three or more groups. Once more, try to understand. Stamens are united. Stamens are united. If stamens are united in one group by their filament, try to understand. Stamens are united in one group and only filaments are united. Suppose this is filament of one flower and filaments are united. See here. These filaments are united and anther is different. They are the anther. And one group of filament, one group of filament. Try to understand. Many anthers are there, but the filament is united into one group. Then it is called what? It is called monadelphous. Mono means what? One. It is called monadelphous. And example, China rose. Example is China rose. Try to understand what I am going to teach. That anther is free and filaments are united in one group. See here. See here. Come. See. One anther. Yellow part is the anther and below anther is the filament. This is example of monadelphous. The anthers are free and filament is united into one group. Then it is called monadelphous. Coming to the second part. Second part is what? They are united in two groups. Only filament. Here filament is only united. Two groups. One is this group and other. Two groups are there. And filaments are united in two groups. Filaments. Two groups are there. Okay. And anthers are free. Anthers will remain free. Otherwise, how it is possible? Filaments are united in two bundles. Then the name two dye. For one monadelphous, for two didelphous. For two didelphous. And example of didelphous is pea plant. Pea you have seen. See here, this is two group. In one group, one filament, and in next group, 9 filament. Here, 10 filaments are there. In one group, 1 filament, and in other group, 9 filament, and total 2 filament. This filament are united in two group, then it is called didelphous, and example is P. Now, third one, more groups. Stamens are united in 3 or more groups. Then, one group is this. This is the anther. One group is this. This is the anther. One group is this. You can see. In 3 groups I have shown. And this filament is united in 3 groups. Then the name become polydelphous. Poly means many, and delphous. Polydelphous means what? Filaments are united in several groups. Filaments are united in several groups, and that is called, example is bombax. Bombax, very interesting name. 1 mark question. Name a flower in which filaments are united in several groups. Name the following. Bombax. Understood? Now, we have discussed about the female part, and female one is called as gynosia. One unit is called as pistil, that we have discussed. And we have also discussed that this is a pistil. Pistil, this is stigma, style, and ovary. Ovary contains ovules. Ovules are here. Stigma, landing ground. Landing ground for the pollen grain. Pollen grain falls here and meets with the ovules, and ovules are present in the ovary. Now, after, and that process is called as fertilization. Process of transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma is called as pollination, and fusion of male and female gamete is called as fertilization. And fertilization takes place here. After fertilization, what is formed? After fertilization, zygote is formed. What is formed? Zygote. And zygote is the single cell through which a whole body develops. Myself also is formed by a zygote only, single cell, and you are also formed by a single cell, and the name of that single cell is zygote. And how zygote is formed? When male gamete and female gamete unites together, fuses together, then zygote is formed, and this process of fertilization is over. One thing I would like to say, that after fertilization, what happens to the ovary? What happens to the ovule? Ovary develops to form fruit. So, dear children, if anyone asks you that what is fruit, matured ovary is called as fruit. And what happened to ovule? Ovule develops to form ovules to seed. Very clear or not? Ovule develops to form seed and ovary develops to form fruit. and after fertilization fruit must have eaten mango. Now sexuality in plant. Sexuality in plant. We are talking about sexual reproduction and sexuality in plant. We have discussed unisexual flower, male flower staminate, female flower distillate, bisexual flower or neuter flower. Here we are going to discuss two conditions and try to understand these two conditions. What are the two conditions? One plant is here, flowering plant. One plant is here. Okay. One plant is here. One flower is here. One flower, let it be here. Here. Now find out. Plant is one. In one plant, male and female flower. It may be female flower and it may be male flower. If male and female flower both are born in a same plant, male and female flower both are born in same plant, then that is called monoecious. Terms. Try to understand the term monoecious. Monoecious, C-O-U-S. Monoecious plant. Monoecious plant. Monoecious plant. Monoecious plant means male and female flowers are separate and they are born in same plant. This is bisexual flower. In single flower, male and female both part are present, and I am talking about the monoecious flower. Monoecious plant means plant is same but the male and female flower are different. Example is, very good example is maize. If you will see maize, let me a rough diagram of maize. Let me show. Here, maize plant, you must have seen narrow leaves. Leaves are narrow. And here, such type of hair like something you have seen. And here, the cob grows. Makai, eaten or not? Eaten. And that makai is the cob. And very interesting to know that cob is female flower. It is female part. And the upper part, that is the male flower. So male and female flower both are born in same plant. And if male and female flower both are born on same plant and flower are different, it is called monoecious. Example is maize plant. Maize. Just opposite to it. Just opposite to it what? Means one flower, one whole plant. This is a plant. Whole plant may be male and another plant may be female. This plant is female. Plant means this plant will bear only male flower and other plant will bear only female flower. Such condition is called as dioecious plant. What it is called? Dioecious plant. Understood or not? Or example of dioecious plant is palm and papaya. Now dear children, this part you have understood. Next, let me discuss about inflorescence and presentation. Inflorescence, arrangement of flower on the floral axis. How the flower is arranged? Sometimes flower may be arranged like this. All the flowers are here. They are the flower. Arrangement of flower on the floral axis is called as inflorescence. Sometimes it may be like this. One flower here, one flower here. Sometimes all the flower will be here. In higher class, you will study about the type of inflorescence, that is racemose, cymose. You will study in higher class. But here, only what is inflorescence, arrangement of flower on the floral axis is called as inflorescence. And next, we have to discuss about placenta. While we are in our mother's womb, we are connected by our mother through a tissue, and that tissue is known as placenta. Means it gives a special tissue, gives nutrition to us. We are connected to our mother by placenta and umbilical cord, nabi. Have you seen a newly born baby? Large umbilical cord is there, and that cord is connected to the placenta of the mother, and after birth that is cut by the doctor and tied. That is umbilical cord. I am talking about placenta. Tissue that attaches the ovule to the wall of the ovary. Same is the case with the plant. That tissue that attaches the ovule to the wall of ovary is called as placenta. And manner in which ovules are arranged. Ovules may be arranged this way. Suppose ovules may be arranged this way. Means manner in which it is not necessary that all the ovules will be arranged this way. Means manner in which the ovules are arranged in the ovary to the wall of attached to the wall of ovary, arranged in the wall of ovary, that is called as placentation. Now, one more thing I will like to show. See here. See, I have removed petals. This is, you can see, I am going to show you the ovary. See, this is what? This is the female part. Male part is this. Male part is this. And this is the female part. And upper part of the female, what it is called? It is, you can see here, this part, upper part, stigma, style and ovary. And in ovary, ovules are also there. And see carefully how these ovules are attached. Very small egg-like structure, ovules are arranged. Seen or not? So dear children, we have finished the topic flower, and I am sure you must have understood it. Now in the next video we will discuss the rest part. Go through it, learn it properly. Different types of questions will be there, and I will send you, we will discuss the question answer in the next part. Thank you very much.